Hey guys, hold on. I'm trying to. You're gonna hear the. Yes, Capone, you were first. You're gonna hear the lawnmower running, but I'm trying to figure out how to flip my camera. No, that's not it. Hold on. Oh, that's it. There you go. I flipped it. Hey everybody. I'm probably not going to be able to read chat a whole lot because, well, number one, it's sideways. Maybe I need to turn this way. Thank God the hurricane steered away from Florida. That was a blessing. Now you can pray for the Carolinas. Hey Carol, Rosebush, Capone. Thank you, Kara. I've always been one to stand up for what I feel is right. Doesn't mean everybody else feels it's right, but I don't know how long I'll stay out here because the mosquitoes are eating me up already, and I put on bug spray, so I know that'll get somebody a good joke. Hold on, I'm gonna light a cigarette. People that, okay, hey, Laura, I go hard for people that I care about. And Brian may say that he knows, hey Amanda, Brian may say that he knows all about mine and Laura's relationship and that Laura's just gonna use me and throw me to the wayside. And you know what, I'm a big girl, I'm an adult, and I think I have a better judge of character than that. But even if it was to happen, and I really don't think, is it because I don't know how to find my way in? Is it any better? I might have to get closer to the Wi-Fi. Hold on. Hold on. See, I think I'm going to have to get closer to my Wi-Fi, so hold on. Take you all along with me. Here we go. Is it getting better? Hey, Daily Poppins. Good. I'm glad it's better. So, I think I'm going to go around front. Hold on. We'll sit on the porch swing. Hope I don't lose you. Hold on. Just went through the gate. Yeah. But I was talking about some things that Brian said today. And he's going hard. You know, he's going hard for Marianne. And that's okay. That's his right. He has the right to go hard for Marianne. Okay. But here's my thing about that. Did I say if I could, I would call Marianne's dad? I said that. Was I angry at what was going on? Yeah, I said that. I mean, I was. They basically, between him and Dana and Pink, they basically spent the entire day yesterday on panels discussing me and Laura. He calls me an alcoholic all the time. And the funny thing is I probably drink maybe once every 2 months. Maybe. So, hey, Traveling Nana. But, you know, he's going hard for Marianne, and that's, you know, that's his right. He can do that. But I go hard for people, too. And with this going on, this back and forth, the sides and all that, I keep asking people, what is the end result? And nobody seems to know what the end result is. Nobody wants to tell me what the end result is. Because I don't think they want an end result. Thank you, Rosebush. But, so, I did make that comment about Marianne. Of course, I never would call anybody about her. Number one, I don't even know who she is. I've heard her mention the state in which she lives in, but other than that, that's all I know. But I found it ironic that people are so up in arms that I said that, but yet Brian has called people's mothers. He's called the police. He's notified my son via messenger. He's called former jurors that sat in high-profile trials and told them to do no more interviews, as if he has some kind of power to tell somebody not to do an interview. But everybody's up in arms because of what I said, that if I could, I would call Marianne's father. Again, I wouldn't. And I couldn't if I wanted to, because I don't know who the hell she is, and I really don't care who she is. She's a grown woman, and like the rest of us, we're all going to have to take responsibility for what we put out here. But I sent him one on his tirade. So then I saw a comment left behind by Ash274 that's saying that no one on their side is as vile and I don't know if she was talking about me personally or not. I don't know. But as people on their side. So I thought, are you so sure about this? So I posted things that Brian has said in the past. And people are just up in arms about it. But he said it. They're his words. Galway girl, I would never call anybody's family. But of course he said if Marianne got one phone call that he would notify mine. Well, probably not a good move. But so like I said, I've been in a couple live streams lately, and I keep putting the same question out there over and over and over and over. What is the end result? What is the end result? And nobody will answer me. Marianne hinted around to the fact in Brian's live that she didn't think she could ever quit talking about Laura, or something to that effect. Don't quote me on it, because anytime I get quoted, I get called a liar. You can go back and watch Brian's live and see exactly what Marianne said. Pink sits up on a panel and calls me angry and mean, but Pink, I didn't reach out to you. You reached out to me, and then you proceed to call me a liar. I don't understand. I don't get it. So it seems okay, from what I'm getting in my comments about the videos that I've posted today, is that it's okay to put these things out there if Laura was to have said them, or if I was to have said them, or if anybody that supports Laura was to have said these things. Then it's okay. But to say that they don't have vileness on their side, that's just wrong. We've all done something vile before. I mean, each and every one of us. Nobody here can claim they haven't done something that would be considered vile. Marianne sits and she talks about Laura constantly. And then when Laura says Marianne's name, then it's Laura, Laura is obsessed with Marianne. At this point, I don't think either one is obsessed with the other. I think it's time that people lay down their swords. But I can promise you this, I will not lay my sword down while you're still armed. I'm not a fool. Right. I mean, if they don't want to end it, then they don't want to end it. And I guess it just comes back down to who can go harder on who. I do want to tell the account Slow Burn you might want to check your videos because you left some email addresses in them. So that might be getting looked into. I don't know. Diane and Wendy, you know, they play a major role in the drama community. And they said they wanted a truce with Laura. As soon as they got a bit of juicy information, a bit of juicy gossip, the truce was off. And the truce was off, according to them, because of something said in Laura's comments. Okay, let's give them the benefit of that. But yet, when we go into Diane's channel, we've been told to deep throat cactuses and everything else. And then Diane tells me in email that she doesn't have control over her chat. So again, we're being held to the higher standard. Clean up your, you know, I had Kiki do a video not too long ago, which I think she took it down. I'm not sure, I haven't checked. But she was going through all of my comments and basically saying I need to clean up my comments. And I'm like, wait a minute, Kiki. Do you realize the things that's been found in your comments? Do you have any idea the things that's been found in your comments? You know, I've got Life Rewinded up in my comments going on about something that I posted. But you're not saying the same thing to the peoples on the other side. And I hate that there's sides. I hate it. But it is what it is. But you're not saying the same exact things to the people on the other side. Hello, Life Rewinded. You know, if I seen you in other people's comments saying, you know, look, man, this is just pushing it. This is just too much. This is just too much. But Life Rewinded, you say you do, but then I've never seen it. And how can I see all of these comments, but not yours? You know, what is the end result here? What do people want? I keep asking, and nobody will tell them. Nobody has an answer. Because some people don't want an end result. I do. Laura does. Her subs do. You know, I have, who was it? Not you, Life Rewinded, but somebody, oh, it was that Sally lady who went on this rampage against Mandy Bell and how her behaviors is, if you did Life Rewinded, then thank you. But how Mandy Bell's behavior was going to cause somebody to be pushed over the edge, and you know, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. And it was a great speech. It was an excellent speech. Until I see her in Brian's comments under a video that he made about my looks. You don't have to swear on your children, Life Rewinded. Nobody has to do that. If you did it, then you did it, and I appreciate it. But she's under Brian's video where it's a video about my looks, giving him the bravos. And I'm like, wait a minute. Thank you, Pearls. But why is not everybody getting held to the same standard? Why is it only Laura and her people that have to lay down their swords? I'm sorry, I was raised differently. I can lay down my sword, but I will not do it while you're still armed. I won't do it. I'm not stupid. I was raised with 5 brothers. And I learned real quick how to defend myself in life. Not that they were allowed to pick on me because they got their ass whooped, but whatever. Mom and Dad wasn't always looking. So, Well, and see, I saw what he did, Life Rewinded, and this is very MO of Brian. He did something very, what looked to be very peaceful and like a good gesture towards Laura. And everybody was like, you know, what's Brian up to? What's Brian up to? Because, well, Brian's usually up to something. And I was like, this is what he does. Now he's getting ready to slam somebody. And what's he do? He slams me. He has no right to talk on my relationship with Laura. None. He has no right. He does not know my relationship with Laura. He doesn't know if there even is a relationship with Laura. Thank you, John. Hey, misbehaving. So once again, Life Rewinded, if you're still here, can you get the word out and ask? Because, you know, you're friends with a lot of people that don't like Laura. Can you get the word out and ask, okay, guys, what's it going to take for this to end? Because I can't get anybody to answer me. And when I see Ash274 put a comment out there that there's no one as vile on their side as there is on this side, well, then I'm sorry. I've got to prove you wrong, Ash. That's just me. He's been calling me a lesbian all day for 2 days. Number one, I'm not a lesbian, but that should not be used as an insult, Brian. He heard me say my sister married a woman. And that's, hey, glitter girl, that's why he's doing that. Because he heard my sister say that, or he heard me say my sister married a woman. But using that as an insult is insulting. And not insulting to me. Not insulting to me, but insulting to lesbian women. But he swears he's not a homophobe. But yet, he's on video telling a police officer that he's upset with to suck his dick, faggot. That's what he says. He doesn't know this police officer. But, whoa, it's Brian. It's okay. But I can say something like, if I could, I would call Marianne's dad, which I wouldn't. But he calls people's mothers. He calls police stations. And everybody still sits in his chats and applauds him. Yay, Brian, yay. So it seems to me that the only people that can get away with this orneriness, and what I said was orneriness. What I said was ornery. I shouldn't have said that I would call Marianne's father, because I had no intentions to call Marianne's father. I was angry. Like I said, I don't know Marianne. All I know is her name is Marianne, or I'm assuming, and she once said the state in which she lived in. So I know that. But, you know, we had another sub who totally took things out of context, took it to another creator's platform, and made it sound like people were going to call and have her medical benefits and stuff shut down. That was never the case. It was not going to happen. But this platform ran with that. You know, we have people, you know, I'm tired of being held to a different standard. I don't know how else to put it. I'm tired of it. You know, should I hold myself to a different standard? I should. I really should. And normally I do. But it's almost as if you're against Laura or anybody that supports her, then you get this big round of applause for anything you say. For anything you say. There's nothing you can say or do that's against the rules. But if you support Laura, then boom, That's a horrible thing to say. That's a horrible thing to do. And there's people that's seeing through it. You know, there's people from the outside that's looking in, that's saying, wait a minute, you know, this is just not right. Let it roll. That would be a great idea. But for every one video that we say we won't do, 15 more go up. There's how many videos out there about me saying I would call Marianne's dad if I could. You know, Brian's laying in bed sick. Can't hardly even talk. And he took the time to get on YouTube and go hard for his friend, Marianne. But if I go hard for my friend, Laura, or if I go hard for my friend, Nenny, or if I go hard for somebody that I care about, then I'm mean and I'm angry and I'm vicious and I'm this and I'm that. But Brian gets a big round of applause. Yay, yay, good for Brian. I agree, Life Rewinded. I totally agree with that statement. Opinions are opinions, but we shouldn't dislike each other over differences of opinion. I totally agree. But I also see you sitting in chat saying things and then coming back later on saying you want peace, you want peace. We've all done it. I'm not pointing the finger at just you. You're going to get the same shit right back, Life Rewinded, because nobody on this side is going to lay down their sword while there's people over there still armed. That's ridiculous to expect everybody on this side just to say, all right, guys, just stop. You all just stop. When nothing's slowing down on that side. Laura went for several videos where she mentioned no drama. They kept coming at her. Kept coming at her. So then what'd she do? Laura's a lot like me. You come at me, I'm coming back. You strike me hard, I'm striking you harder. Which, speaking of strikes, Marianne, you probably need to take my video or my material down off your channel. I've never once used your clips or anything from your material. So do me a favor and take it down, please. You know, again, you know, I see people in Republican Ashes live wanting peace. Bye, John. I'm sorry. I'm not reading chat much. I just see Pearl saying bye to you. But I see people saying they want peace, they want peace, they want peace. And I'm like, great, this is great. But they only want peace with certain people. They don't want it with me or Laura or anybody that goes hard for me or Laura. So that puts people like Republican Ash in a bad spot. No, Ash, you're not in trouble. Ash, what did I tell you a week ago or so when you called me and you said, I want your advice? And you said, I want to start making amends with Marianne and all of them. I want to go into Aratria's lives and all of that. And what did I tell you, Ash? I said, Ash, you go anywhere you want to go. And if someone holds that against you, then that's their problem, not yours. Did I not say that, Ash? Because I see you in your chats making amends with Marianne and Ash274 and all these different people. And I don't have a problem with it. Okay, Laura just said she just wants him to go away. She doesn't care about amends. She just wants him to go away, which is basically saying, lay down your swords. You're right, Life Rewinded. Everybody is their own individuals. I agree. But you yourself came into my comments questioning a video that I put up. And yes, you're entitled to your opinion. But so am I. I agree, let it roll. It is exhausting. It is exhausting, trust me. He's throwing a fit about MT because she's his friend. And he's going hard for her. And it is what it is. He has that right. But I have that right too. No, he doesn't stop his chats about speaking bad on Laura. But, by God, you let somebody in one of Laura's chats say something about Brian, boom, up goes a video. Like I said, in Coffee Chats Live the other night, I put 5 different times, and I wasn't the only one, Marty did too. 5 different times I put, what's the end result? What do you people want? What do you people want? What's the end result? Not one person would respond to me. But I can bet you money if I would have said, so-and-so, you're a bitch, boom, they would have come at me like a bat out of hell. But because I was asking a legitimate question without attack, not one person acknowledged me. Not one. Not one person acknowledged me. You know, I don't know what Diane's live is going to be about tonight. I have a pretty good idea because it always seems to go in the same direction. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's something totally off the wall. But once again, they're going to strike, and then I'm going to strike. And then someone else is going to strike, and then Laura's going to strike. And then someone else is going to strike, and then someone else is going to strike. It's, and that's my opinion too, Kathy, but until it airs, who knows? But I don't even understand what their role is in any of this, other than somebody ran to them, God only knows how many months ago, to complain about something, and boom, next thing you know, they're the queens of the drama. Of course, Joanna, he doesn't care if somebody calls you a whore in their chat. You know, it's just, that's what I said. It's become no holds bar anymore, man. Anything goes. Unless it's me, or unless it's Laura. And then all of a sudden it's, oh my God, she is so vile. She is so mean. She is so this, she is so that. But it again, where does it stop? You know, I'm sure when Brian's feeling better, he's gonna clap back at me. I told you all the story. I hadn't been on YouTube in years, other than like watching silly things. And the first time I checked out his videos in years, it's him and his wife screaming at me and another girl named Tracy about the Darlie Routier case, I guess, is what fueled it. And his wife is screaming at me, well, you have cancer and your hair's gonna fall out. And I was like, oh my God, I haven't talked to this man in frickin' years. You know, we have people, you know, behind the scenes threatening people with law enforcement, and come on, guys, take it to law enforcement and see how quickly they're going to look at what you do as opposed to what someone else does, and they're going to say, get the fuck up out of here. Hey, Crazy Nurse Granny. So again, where does it stop? Where does it stop? If you've got Marianne admitting that she probably can't quit talking about Laura, and you got Laura who's going to strike back. I mean, she's going to do it. That's in her nature. It's like me. You strike me, you come at me, I'm coming at you. Except I'm probably coming harder. And then you come harder, and then I'll go harder, and then before you know it, we're both exhausted from just going back and forth. You know, the side chat things from Laura's so-called Patreon. Let me clear something up. That was not Patreon. That was Facebook. And Laura is being held responsible for conversations that were held in side chat Facebooks. Now, I know that if I talk on Messenger to somebody, and her and I are talking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, by the time the third person in the chat comes in, there could be 3 pages of things said. And something else people need to realize about Facebook, you can't delete it. You can't delete it. If you didn't start the chat, you can't delete the chat. So if I started the chat and I'm sitting in the chat talking shit with Puss in Boots, and I just used you as an example because you're the first name I saw, but I'm sitting in the chat talking about Puss in Boots, and Laura was to come in and saw what we were talking about, she can't delete it. It has to be deleted by the person who started it. Unless you totally drop out. And then it gets handed over to someone else. And then it gets handed over to someone else. Those are not Laura's side chats. I agree, Pepper. I agree. But Marianne doesn't want to solve it. She keeps saying she wants to go on panel with Laura. Laura keeps saying, I don't want to go on panel with you. Do you people think that Laura doesn't see the videos made? That Laura doesn't see the hours of time spent in different people's live streams where Marianne is talking about her? Obviously, Marianne doesn't care, you know, or she wouldn't do it. But well, I don't know, Ash Girl. I thought you and Brian were cool. I don't know. I mean, me and Brian have a 12-year history. Thank you, Sarah. You know, we go way back. And we've gone really hard at each other. And sometimes, you know, he goes really hard at me, and sometimes I go really hard at him. But I defend him when he's right. And I don't believe that Brian has any responsibility as to what his son did, but he does have responsibility for what he said. And none of the screenshots that I put up in that video are altered. He can tell you what he wants to tell you. They're not altered. So when I'm being called vile, and I'm being called mean, and I'm being called ugly, I'm going to show you just how mean and ugly and vile he can be. So, you know, but Brian gets a free pass. I make a statement if I could call Marianne's dad, and I'm hung on the freaking cross. I've got freaking Whiskey OG saying, I'm so glad I blocked this woman. Are you kidding me, Whiskey? I unsubbed you weeks before that. Weeks. And if you blocked me, good. I didn't have any idea, but yay. But yet, I don't see him saying the same thing about the vileness that comes out of Marianne. Or the vileness that's being put on Laura when, number one, she's apologized several times. But number two, they weren't even her conversations. They were grown adult women's conversations. And the thing, if ex-Patreons wanted to put those conversations out, the least they could have done is been woman enough to stand up and say, we were joking, guys. It was all a joke. It was just a joke. But they didn't. They played victim. They played the victim, and they got away with it. So, sorry, somebody was knocking on the door. But, again, I don't care who's friends with who. There's some that I don't really want to be friends with. Brian said the other night he needs the drama and vice versa. It's messed up thought. It's all about the money. Their side needs the drama. Well, I mean, he's as big a drama as anybody. And he knows it. He sees the views on his videos. He knows when he puts up something about a community event or whatever, that he doesn't get the same views as if he puts up something with my name in it or Laura's name in it. But it's just views, man. Bye, Mimi. It's just views, man. When it comes right down to it, what is a view? I am on my porch. Man, I would like to take credit for being the porch person, but we've already got 2 of them out there in the drama community, and they kind of own their porch videos. So I thought about sitting on the porch swing and just calling it just a swinging or something. But you know, Diane said when Laura played that little clip the other night of her screaming something about rape, you took it out of context. Whoa, wait a minute. You took it out of context? How's that ever okay to say out of your mouth? But you took private messages and threw them up in front of 700 people, and that's somehow different. Were those not taken out of context? You see the difference is what's going on here? You know, I get it. Diane and Wendy are drama. That's what they do. That's, you know, that's their community. That's what they do. But it's time for people to lay off of each other. And me included. Me included. But I'm not going to lay my sword down. Okay. I'm not going to lay my sword down when the other ones are armed. It's not happening. I wasn't raised that way. I'm not stupid. So, how do we meet in the middle and just agree to disagree and go our separate ways? I don't know. I don't know. How do we do it? How do we agree to disagree and go our separate ways?
Tracy Lolly just shit in the corner.
Sounds like my dog just went potty in the corner, so I'll be right back. You all talk amongst each other. I'll be right back. My dog never potties in the house, so this could be a problem. Be right back. Sorry guys, my dog has an upset belly and went potty on the floor and just can't have that. So, did we come to world peace while I was gone cleaning up dog shit? I'm not seeing world peace here. Okay, Life Rewinded, good point. Because you like Brian doesn't mean that you agree with everything he does or says. Why can't Laura be the same way? Why can't I be the same way? No one said you did, Mandy Lynn. We're not talking about you. I'm saying that private conversations were released. And no one has a problem with the fact that private conversations were released. Everybody has a problem with what was said in them. And everybody's problem seems to be with Laura, because everybody else has been forgiven. As well they should be. Mandy Lynn's been forgiven. Clary T's been forgiven. Stephanie T. Liz. Potty Mouth. Whoever's out there. Oh, okay, sorry. But, sorry. Sorry, Mandy Lynn, didn't realize that. But good, I'm glad you and Laura are having a conversation. But everybody's been forgiven except Laura. I don't get it. Oh, and that's okay, Mandy Lynn. Carry on. You and Laura, carry on. But, you know, like I said, I'm willing to lay down my sword, but not as long as you're armed. And for anybody to come into my comments and say how vile something I put up is, and still set in Brian's and say nothing about what he says and does, I have a problem with that. Brian literally said on video, because he was upset, "What do you all want me to do? Come and kill one of you motherfuckers?" Referring to Ninny and Republican Ash. Ella Roan says, "Mandy Lynn, can you unblock me? Because I don't know why, and I swear I'm not mean." Agree, Crazy Nurse Granny, agree. But it seems like we can't get past the diversity. You know, and there's some people that are just never going to like each other, and that's okay. But, like I said, everything that Laura puts out is drama. It's narcissist. She's a narcissist. She's drama. She likes the attention. She's this. She's that. Everything that I put out is mean and vile and disgusting. But not a word is said about these videos that are floating around out there that Marianne has put up. And by the way, Marianne, I would appreciate if you took the one down or not use my material in it, because I've never ever used your material. Ever. So, you know, everybody's like, when is it going to end? When is it going to end? And I'm one of them. I'm like, when is it going to end? When's it going to end? But it can't end until everybody's ready to stop. And when I see one side giving a little bit, then I see the other side go full force. You know, Laura has said for weeks, she's done, man, she's done. She's done, she's done, she's done. But she has Patreons that are still under attack. There's people up in creators' ears and subs' ears saying things that aren't true and can be proven to be false. But the person being told this doesn't say, okay, stop. I want to see, I want to see it all. I don't want to see a snippet. I want to see it all. If someone said this about me, then I want to see it. It's just like, oh, they said that? Boom, I'm striking back. And yes, Ash274, I saw your comment about there's no one on your side as vile as there is on our side. And I hate that it's even their side or our side. I hate that. I mean, this isn't grade school. But there are people on your side that are just as vile. You just happen to like them. That's the difference. That's like, I saw a comment about, well, I heard someone used my name to contact someone's ex-wife. And you're putting that out there. You're putting that out there for that to be run with. So you heard someone did this and did this, so I'm going to drop it in a chat with 200 or 300 people. So now, even though you said you heard, 200 or 300 people later, it's, nope, this happened. This person did this. So, again, I don't, we can't, everybody's like, well, I thought Laura didn't like drama. Well, I thought Laura didn't like drama. Well, come on, guys. We all know drama sells. But even when Laura says, I'm tired of the drama, I'm exhausted, you've got to know she's exhausted. My God, look at what comes at her. Exactly, Nini. We don't need to all get along. Just leave each other alone. But, and then Laura has to go on, and she has to refute this shit. What else is she supposed to do? Is she supposed to just sit back and say, well, I didn't really say that, but I'm not going to mention it because, well, I'm just going to let people believe that I really did this. I really did this horrendous act. Whoever put this private chat out for all to see is guilty. I agree. That is wrong. That is dirty. Because that was private. And those women talked about their families, where they lived, their children, their medical records. And they never thought for 1 minute that their friends would turn around and put those out. You never think when you're sitting and talking to a bunch of your girlfriends that it's ever going to come back at you. Good night, Daily Poppins. I hope you have a great vacation. Oh, you're off on, okay, good. I hope you have a great vacation. But you don't think when you say things between people that you think is friends. And was some of those things in poor taste? Most definitely. Most definitely. But people have apologized and people have been accepted. Everybody but Laura. Laura's apology wasn't good enough. It wasn't sincere. It wasn't, she didn't mean it. How do you know whether Laura was sincere or not? Just a gut feeling? How do you know that? I've said it so many times. Once an apology is given, it's up to the receiver to accept it. And if they don't, then that's on them. But to say somebody isn't sincere, I don't know. The only way I would know somebody wasn't sincere is if they turn around and they did it to me again and again. Then I would be like, well, doesn't seem like they were really sorry. That's like me and Brian. We say we're sorry, but then we turn around and do it to each other again and again and again. So we weren't really sincere. You know, if I leave him alone, then he's got me in his mouth. And then I clap back, and there we go. We're on that roller coaster again. Clap back, clap back, clap back. It never fucking ends, people. What's it gonna take? I don't know. I want somebody to message me. Drop it in my comment section on what you feel would take to just for everybody to go their separate ways. Don't have to be friends. There's people I don't care to be friends with on here. I have a very small group of friends on YouTube. I don't need a big circle. Okay, but Sandy, that's her opinion. But Sandy, Diane and Wendy have not let up on Laura. They have not stopped. And Laura, you're wrong. Just because they support them ladies doesn't mean they want to continue to hate. So I don't agree with Laura on that. But Marianne just said on a panel yesterday, Sandy, you were probably in the live. I don't know if you were or not, but she just said on a panel yesterday and said, basically, she doesn't think she's able to let this go. Laura's not going to let up on people when 15 videos a day are coming up on her. When the videos stop. Yeah, hello, 180. I don't have a wrench. Whoever has a wrench, if you see something disgusting, get rid of it. I don't know. I mean, I don't care that person is in here. I did time him out in Republican Ashes, though. I didn't block you, though, 180. If you're 180, I only timed you out. But, speaking of 180... I'm sorry, Sandy. I didn't see it. The chat's going by so fast. But, you know, 180, I've got so many screenshots of him saying he will not stop until Laura is off of YouTube. Until her channel is down. But that's just it. Laura goes on many of lives and doesn't speak Marianne's name. But everyone Marianne is in, she talks about Keck. And I know this because I do lurk. I sit in Aratrea's. And I want to give Aratrea a little bit of credit here, because what I noticed about Aratrea is that she does try to steer her conversation away from it, because I think she's over it too. But because of the people she chooses to have on panel every night, or anytime she goes live, it always ends up going in that direction. Why is that? Because it's always Marianne and 180 and Clary T and those people. And Laura's one person. I get it, YouTube robot. I get it. But it's not just one video. I've got Brian who calls me an alcoholic about, I don't know, 3 days a week. So yeah, I do. I get fed up with it. And I clap back. Nobody can forgive anybody on this side. They can only seem to forgive those on that side. Okay, but Laura doesn't want to go on panel with Marianne. So why can't it just stop? Why does Laura have to go on panel with Marianne for it to stop? I'm not blaming Marianne for all the videos being made. I'm definitely, I don't know who's behind some of these troll accounts. And I do call them troll accounts because all they are is videos of people that hate, that support Laura. That's all they are. That's all they're about. I don't know of any other troll account out there where the only thing on it is people that don't like Diane and Wendy, or that don't like Marianne, or that don't like, well, I've seen a couple about Brian, but in all fairness, I don't agree with all of them either. See, there we go again. YouTube robot, I can't just ignore it. I'm sorry. I can to an extent, but at some point I have to fight back. The person who made the comment that so many people are upset about has apologized and was forgiven. What the fork? Please, please. I have seen some of your comments. I have seen them. Please don't come here waving the peace flag with me when you've not laid yours down. If you guys think that I'm not going to go hard for my friends while you all tear Laura apart, or you tear her current Patreons apart, you've lost your damn minds. It's not going to happen. You know, it's not going to happen. I will go hard. And Mandy Lynn, I'll make you a deal right now. I won't say another, I won't comment under anything you say. I won't say another word to or about you. But by the same token, hello, Remy D. By the same token, if I see you going hard at one of my friends, I'm going to go hard at you. Because that's exactly who I am. Of course, Remy D, we can have a truce. But just remember that I lurk, and I see your comments, and I see what you say about me over in Diane's live. So, now, if you see me in Laura's live or someone else's live saying, oh my God, Remy D is such a shit starter, or she's this, or she's that, whatever, then have a go at me, Remy. But you get caught up over there at Diane and them's, and, you know, Remy, that's not the only thing you've said about me, but it's okay. It's okay, trust me. Okay, let it roll, I get it. But even, like I said, I don't know if you were around for the couple weeks that Laura tried to put up her content and go with her stuff. It didn't stop. It didn't stop. You know, a lot of you in here are subs to the people going the hardest on Laura. You know, I'm willing to talk to people that sub to me and say, okay guys, can we just stop? Can we just stop? But you got to be willing to step up to the plate and say it to the people that you're sub to too. And I don't see you guys doing it. I don't see you all in these live streams saying, you know, guys, can we stop? I don't see it. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to say, you know, if I'm in Laura's live stream and I see, you know, something going on about somebody else, I'm willing to say, hey guys, can we drop this? I'm willing to do it. Well, what the fork, I'm a mod in Laura's room and I don't block. If you come in with an aggressive attitude, you're going to get timed out because, well, I mean, we get timed out constantly over at Diane's. We're to the point we don't even go over there. Okay, good enough, Amanda Lynn. You heard it. She's done. Amanda Lynn is laying down her sword. She's done. And I'm sure, Mandy Lynn, that Laura won't bring you up again unless someone's getting the blame for something that you might have done. Because some of these people that are getting the blame for your behavior, just like you're getting the blame for some other people's behavior, they don't have a platform either. Well, it's aggressive when you come in and you say, you know, like, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, come on. We know aggressive. We're adults. Exactly. You can't say anything nice about Laura in any of those. I mean, somebody got yelled at for using purple hearts the other day. I don't know. But, you know, it's an emoji, for God's sakes. Okay, Remy D, and if Hockey Mom's not willing to lay down her sword, then maybe she's agreed to just walk away. I'm sorry, YouTube robot. I don't agree with that. Not when I've got somebody calling me a drunk every other day, and I'm not a drunk. And not when I've got somebody basically calling somebody that I consider a friend basically a terrorist when I know they're not. I agree, Life Rewinded. I bet that has happened. I wouldn't sit up here and say it hasn't happened for people getting timed out in Laura's for different opinions. I totally agree. But it happens in Diane and Wendy's all the time. And the fact of the matter is, I don't go in Marianne's live chats. I don't go in Aratria's. I don't go in Kiki's, or I don't go in making lemonades. I just don't. So, will it though, YouTube robot? Will it really fade away? Because we've got people, you know, screenshots of one person in particular saying he won't let it go until Laura's off YouTube. So will it really go away? I know you did, Mandy Lynn. I'm sure you've made your peace. I'm sure you've made your peace. And I think that's great that you've made your peace. YouTube robot, it would be the same if somebody called you a pedophile. Or, you know, Mr. Pinkle left a comment the other day saying I was a pervert. Who does that? He doesn't know me from Adam's fucking house cat. But I'm a pervert? Did I make a video about Mr. Pinkle? No. Because Mr. Pinkle is really Mrs. Pinkle. So I don't even know. And I know this because they admitted it once. No, it's not semantics. Are you talking to me? It's not. I guess you were trying to say semantics, but. Okay, well, obviously, we're not going to get anywhere here. Because they don't want it to end. And if they don't want it to end, then then people on the other side they're not going to want it to end, and it's just going to keep going and going and going and going and going, and eventually people are going to start losing subs, and and that's what it's about. It's your subs. It's not about your views. It's your subs. Jewels of Thought, she had an opinion on what's going on YouTube right now. And the woman has been doxxed. She's had videos made about her. Grim Reaper, you have a horrible name. So, I don't even want to address you. But, this woman who has she's got a great channel. She's a very positive, uplifting person. She states her opinion about what's going on YouTube. And she has been doxxed out. She's had videos made about her. She's had Diane say, this woman's going to get a talking to come Tuesday. Really? Diane, she can't have an opinion about you? Because you seem to have an opinion about everybody. Well, it's a creepy name, Grim Reaper, and I'm sure you're probably a lovely person, but I would try to get a friendlier name, because that's just creepy. I don't even like to think about the Grim Reaper. Agree, Remy D. Everyone has an opinion. Deal with it. But would you step up to the plate and tell Diane that she shouldn't have made that comment to Jules? Would you be the first one to step up and say, Diane, you shouldn't have a problem with Jewels of Thought having an opinion about you? And because she had an opinion, she's been doxxed and everything else. Now, it's not Laura's supporters doing that. So it's people that hate Laura that's doing that. You're right. Speak truth with love. Diane is entitled to have an opinion. But since this woman has spoken her opinion, she's had her medical license doxxed. She's had her, I don't know if it was really her car or license plate or whatever. She's had horrible, disgusting videos made about her. That's not Laura's supporters doing that. You cannot go on Diane's panel. It's impossible. You can't do it. Because you are attacked. And that I know. That I have sat back and I have watched. If you have an opposing opinion from her or Wendy, you are attacked. No, you haven't, Side. Let's see, that's not true. I've seen people who wanted to keep this shit going so badly that they created troll accounts on their own friends just to argue. Okay, you're not saying that the attack that Jewels of Thought has been under, you think that's coming from Laura's side, I hope. I hope that's not what you're saying. Right. Laura has had some opinions about Laura. Or Jules has had opinions about Laura that weren't so flattering. Nobody attacked her. Nobody attacked her. Okay, good point, Side Chat Sally. You say that nobody would do that. Well then, I have an opinion about that. Because Coffee Chat's whole entire conversation, or her whole chat, got blocked. And it was only people that didn't like Laura that got blocked. Now, in my opinion, the person who did that is really somebody from the other side trying to make it look like someone who supports Laura did it. That's my opinion. So, I can totally agree with you on that. I agree, Angel. I think it's totally messed up that anybody would... These were these women's friends. And now they're in the hands of Laura's number one freaking nemesis. 2 of them. Because 180 admitted he's got them too. Now, I don't know if Marianne knows 180 personally, like outside of YouTube, and she has full trust that he won't use them to cause harm to somebody. But now 180 has them. Remy, you can't prove that. You can't prove that. So because somebody said, can I just block them all? That was the perfect opportunity for somebody from the other side to actually block them all and make it look like Laura. Well, Grim Reaper, I tend to disagree with you. Things have been released. They might not have been released on YouTube yet, but somebody who was being talked about in some of those chats has it. Exactly. Laura wasn't even a wrench in copy chats. I agree, Kat. People do need to be better. Me included. And I even made a video about how I was going to try to be a nicer person. And that got thrown in my face the minute it popped out. Because, okay, I'm going to try to be a nicer person. But, hey, Kim, when I clap back and I'm not so nice, you know who dropped the links first. I'm pretty sure. Life Rewinded. But when I'm not so nice, then, oh, well, so much for her being a nicer person. Grim Reaper, the point is, he has it. Marianne has it. And they can sit back and say they're the only 2 that has it. What's it going to take for them to release something personal on somebody? Tawanda got 2 weeks of prank calls. 2 weeks of prank calls. That didn't happen until the ex-Patreons left and took the screenshots and stuff with them. Tawanda's going through a lot in her life right now. She's dealing with a lot. The last thing she needs is prank calls. Exactly, Janelle. They should not. They should never have taken them in the first place. Life Rewinded, Clary T dropped the link in Marianne's lap. So there you go. And Clary T has no problem admitting it, that she did it. You know, it might have been bad what was said in there, but the fact that they took them and put them in the hands of other people, to me, makes it even worse. Positive Panther, take it up with Mandy Lynn. She just sitting here and said she's over it. She's buried her axe with everybody. She's done. You're right. Tawanda is no different from the rest of us, but she had nothing to do with what's going around YouTube. Nothing. So innocent people are being targeted. But, you know, the way they look at it is, oh, well, they were talking about me in private conversations. They were talking about me in private conversations. Nothing was ever acted upon. Nothing ever came of it. But because they were talking about me in private conversations, then I'm going to go drop them in the lap of somebody who may not keep them private. Who at any given moment can put it all out there. Laura, Grim Reaper, she didn't ask for the information. She said, I want to know who this bitch is. And these girls willingly went out and fetched it. So I guess in a roundabout way, maybe she did ask. But these women did it on their own. No one held a gun to anyone's head. Laura, you know, if you really want people to believe that people paid Laura money to do her dirty work, well, I'm sorry, I'm not believing it. I'm not buying it, because no one could ever make me do something that I wasn't 100% willing to do. Not Laura, not anybody. No one could make me do something that I didn't want to do. Let it roll. Laura couldn't shut it down. Those were chats created by other people. Those were friends talking. You can't shut down a chat that you didn't start. That was not in Patreon. That was on Facebook. Those girls could have sat and talked for 4 hours and there'd be 3 pages of conversation. Was Laura supposed to go in there and go through everything those girls said in private conversations? I'm telling you right now, Grim Reaper, people look each other up all the time. Did you not just hear Brian say that he'll drop everything on me to Marianne? Did you not hear that? So people look people up. Now, what you do with that information, once you've looked them up, then that's a different story. No, I'm not missing the entire point, Grim Reaper. I'm not. Yes, people do. The other side does it too. Now, because it's not made public, no, I wouldn't go crazy Life Rewinded. Number one, it wasn't mapped to her home. It was mapped to her town. This is the kind of thing that I'm telling you all run with. It was not mapped from one doorstep to another doorstep. It was to a town. And it was never to go any further. But now it's out there. Now people have that information because because somebody didn't feel like that it was important enough to keep it private. So now it's in the hands of people that nobody really knows anything about. Go ahead, Mushroom Head. If that's what makes you feel good, do it. The difference between you and them is no one did it. No one acted on it. But if you want to act on that, and please, somebody screenshot that comment for me. Okay, I'm a loser. That's cool, Mushroom Head. That's cool. I'm a loser. I'm okay with being a loser, in your opinion. You're joking, right? So because I say something I don't agree with, then that's not okay, and you've done behind closed doors. Nobody is saying the discussions were right. Nobody is saying, never has anybody stood up and said, well, we said these things and we were serious and we meant every one of them and we stand behind them 100%. Quite the opposite. Of course Marianne's looked people up. She's admitted it. Of course she has. And Brian looks people up. He Google Maps their apartment complexes. But nobody has a problem with what they're doing. They only have a problem because it's Laura. You know, Laura could have dropped all this stuff. She has it. She could have dropped it all. She could have dropped every bit of it. But she didn't. Even when, and I was one of them. Okay, Steve, be careful. I was one of them saying, drop it, Laura. Fucking drop it, man. Drop it all. Drop it. And she said, nope, won't do it. She said, nope, won't do it. I won't drop them. I won't stoop to their level. And I won't put other people's private information out there. Well, obviously nothing's going to get solved here because now we got Sarah going at it with somebody. And I'm just to the conclusion nobody wants peace. So I guess we'll just see who can go harder. I mean, I don't know what else to do. We'll just keep going and going and going until somebody actually hurts themselves or whatever. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I don't know. You know, it's pretty obvious these troll accounts coming in here, they don't want peace, whoever's behind them, and they seem to know a lot. So it has to be somebody involved in the clusterfuck. So get rid of that purple hair. I don't even know what they're writing. Just get rid of them. Block them. Whoever has a wrench, block them. But don't sit there in Brian's chats and Diane and them's chats when they've all done the exact same things. They've done the exact same things. Maybe not the same topics, but it's been done. You know, when the clip got played about Diane screaming that at somebody, and Diane said, oh, it was taken out of context. Like I said, was it, Diane? Because you said it. So there's no wrenches, and I can't wrench anybody up until I cut off the stream. So I'm going to start getting tons of trolls. But I think Laura said something about going live. Like I said, it's, you know, it's just, it's not going to end. It's just not going to end. If someone were coming at her in real life, how do you know somebody's not coming at Laura in real life? Somebody went in and dropped Laura's home, described her home in a chat full of 300 people. How do you know that somebody's not going at Laura real life? Well, Life Rewinded, I'm only going by what people in the drama community have said. And Katie's one of them. And she said, this shit's gone on in our community. Don't let them act like they're better than somebody else. Marianne looked up Mommy of 3. That's what somebody's saying. Nobody has been tied to those cop calls. Nobody. And I'm talking about the one at Makeup Mobster and the one for Marianne. Nobody has been tied to those. And until they do, I'm not going to say who I think it is. And yeah, I have an opinion on it. But I did see Makeup Mobster admit in a chat one night, she don't believe for 1 minute Laura had anything to do with it. Yeah, I saw that, Amanda T, about Laura's daughter needs to die or something like that. Grim Reaper, you're beginning to sound like Mandy. And not Mandy Lynn. But you're really beginning to sound like Mandy. So, I don't know if you are, but... Okay, she filmed outside of her hospital. She didn't describe her home. And now you're justifying it, Remy D? So you're going to justify somebody going in and saying that? Maybe so, Marigold. Maybe so. Maybe you're right. Maybe so, Marigold. I was going to put up a memorial video about my brother the other day because he would have turned 62 on the 1st of September, but I didn't do it because I didn't want it attacked. Okay, Amanda L., if you say so, then, you know, I just know that she's very persistent with the same things that this troll is saying. I've heard those things come out of her mouth repeatedly, and maybe it's just a coincidence. You know, so, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's been 22 years, but I was going to put up a memorial video about my brother, and I thought, nope, I'm not giving them any info, because that would be something I would lose my shit over. Thank you, Kim A. Sandy, where's the altered screenshots? Where are the altered screenshots? Bring them forward. Quit talking about them and bring them forward. Because you want to talk about altered? Altered is when a half a screenshot gets shown and you don't see where somebody says, even though it was in poor taste, somebody says, I was only joking. Nobody bothered to show that part of it. No. It was easier to get up on a panel of 700 people and drag. But, like I said, I'm going to get off here. It doesn't seem like to me that anybody wants to stop anything. Of course you've seen the actual one, Grim Reaper. What's that tell you? Now the Grim Reaper has access to these screenshots. Now the Grim Reaper has access. They just admitted they've seen the originals. So what makes you think Marianne's screenshots aren't altered? Why is it only Laura can have altered screenshots? I mean, Marianne's a hell of a big videographer. She puts out some pretty mean videos. Ben, I don't see you in here, but if you're in here, please don't start. I mean, you can speak your piece, Ben, about what's been done to you, but somebody's going to come back and speak their piece about what you've done to them, so. Because I've seen her scroll through them. Lots of people have. It's been put out before. I don't know what you're talking about, Grim Reaper. I haven't seen them. Well, if it is Marianne, then it's, you know, it is. But But Laura can have altered screenshots, but Marianne can't. See the hypocrisy here? Laura alters screenshots, but Marianne doesn't. Marigold is always up in my business about what I have on my channel. She does it all the time. He or she, they do it all the time. It is whatever. I don't care. Unsub, unplug, I don't care. Happy birthday, Ben. Yeah, I guess we will see what tonight brings, Life Rewinded, because, you know, Wendy's left some shit comments about me, so, and I've never left shit comments about Wendy anywhere, except maybe in Laura's chat. I might have said something then, but that's okay. Everybody can leave comments anywhere they want. I can delete whatever I don't want to look at. It's cool. Wendy has a right to her opinion, just like everybody else does. But I just don't think... I don't think it's gonna... I don't think any of it's gonna stop. I just don't. Because it doesn't seem like to me anybody wants it to stop. You know? Laura tries to do her crime show and she still gets videos made about her. You know? I'm sure she did her crime show today. I'm sure there's probably a half a dozen videos out there making fun of her. So, but I don't see Laura putting out videos making fun of other people. I don't see videos out there making fun of Marianne or Brian. Well, if they're making fun of Brian, it's me that put them out there, I'm sure. Not all me, because there's a couple accounts out there that I have no idea who they are. Rainbow Bright, the Muffin Man, which they put out videos making fun of Laura too. But Poopy Pants, I don't know who none of those people are. But I really just wanted to see what the end result was, and I don't see it. I've not seen one person in the chat say, you know, maybe I can do this. Maybe I can maybe I can, you know, maybe I can talk to Marianne, or maybe I can talk to Diane and Wendy, or maybe I can, you know, because we talk to Laura all the time. And Laura agrees, you know, you're right, it needs to stop. But then when she defends herself, there's not a whole lot I can say, you know. I can't say, Laura, don't defend yourself. You know. You got Mandy Lynn, who's laid down her sword or whatever and said, you know, she's done. She spoke her piece. She's done. And if everybody could do that, especially the women that were involved in this, and when I say involved, the people that considered each other friends and never dreamed Grim Reaper, do you listen to what she says about Keck? Do you listen to what is said about Keck? And you want to come in here and say, so is calling someone pussyface, no lips, talking about her tits, blah, blah, blah. Do you listen to what she says about Laura? The videos that she makes about Laura. Apologies don't work, Kara. Obviously apologies don't work. Laura's apologized. It still hasn't stopped. It still hasn't stopped. So apologies obviously don't work in this community. At least if you're Laura or anybody supports Laura, apologies don't work. But if you're somebody that used to support Laura and now you don't like her, then you can be forgiven. But if you still like Laura, no apology. It's not sincere. It's not sincere. As if anybody has the right to determine whether somebody is sincere or not. Exactly, Traveling Nana. Exactly. Exactly. So, Marianne can make disgusting videos about Laura, but if Laura calls her pussy face, that's wrong. Fair enough, Pepper. Fair enough. And I feel the same way about Laura. Yes, she is my friend and she can defend herself, so I feel the same way. So I guess, you know, there really is no line in the sand, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Me and some other Patreons and Laura have talked about it, and, you know, we've asked, where does it end? When does it stop? It just won't. It just won't. So, I'm getting off here. I'm sure somebody's going to go live. You know, I was hoping something could get resolved. Obviously not. I've not changed my stance. You come hard at me, I'm coming hard at you. You come harder at me, I'm coming harder at you. I will defend my friends just like Brian defends his. So, you know, I don't know when it stops. I don't know if somebody's got to hurt themselves but I can tell you, how do you know Laura has never apologized to her, Grim Reaper? How do you know Laura has never apologized to Marianne? How do you know that? No, Sandy, he didn't exactly leave in peace. He caused a major uproar in Laura's chat by accusing her of something without any proof. So let's not even go there. Let's not even go there. I don't know, but how do you know she hasn't? I'm not the one throwing out the accusation. You are. Well, you can say Laura's obsessed with Marianne, but I tend to disagree. I think Marianne's obsessed with Laura. Okay, Glitter Girl, yeah, I'm off too. Again, I just wanted to clear some things up. You know, I saw a comment Ash left about nobody on our side is as vile as they are on theirs. Well, I proved you wrong there. I did want to, you know, clear up the fact that I was angry when I said something about calling Marianne's dad. I couldn't if I wanted to, because number one, I don't know who the hell she is. But number two, I just don't want to. She's a grown woman. She has to, you know, we all have to answer for what we say and put out there. So, and number three, not anybody has a problem with Brian calling people's parents and calling the police and calling all these people. But I even make one mention of it, and all hell just breaks loose. So, it doesn't matter who you are, Grim Reaper. You're obviously not going to change your opinion. You've made it clear, so thanks for coming. And, you know, whoever you are, Grim Reaper, I watched the whole saga go down. And I have my opinion about the man, but I'll just keep it to myself because it really doesn't matter what I think about him. I saw what he did. I saw him come into a live stream where Laura was wound tight and throw an accusation. And it was the wrong move. He has Laura's number. They spent hours on end on the phone. He could have called Laura and asked her about that. That was people up in his ear telling him things, and he could have, bye Amanda Lynn, good luck, or peace to you. But he could have done it personally. He chose to do it in the middle of a live stream, and it was very obvious what he wanted out of it, and he got it. So with that, I'm done. So, guys, you know, like I said, I go hard, and I know people go hard too. So, if we want it to stop, we can stop it. If we don't, then we'll just keep going hard at each other until somebody breaks. I mean, I don't know what else to do about it. I'll see you guys over at Laura's, or those of you that are missing Diane's, you can go head back over there. And I wish you all the best, and good night. Take care.